Order filled. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order canceled. Order submitted.
Yo, what's good? What's good, everybody? New week, new week ahead of us. I hope everybody does fine. Good trading. Might be the last. We have like 2 days, 2 trading days before the end of the month. I'm just gonna pull off the chart, the chat box, real quick, and click on chat box. There we go. So we can get a view on the chat. Right now we had opening bell. I just took a trade. This was like just it's just a sim trade before the open to keep on back testing a simple entry, because usually on the front end I'm not trying to get a trade before market open, because you pretty much do not know the outcome when market opens. So that's why I just took that trade. I'll explain to you for now. So as you can see, we're up like about 20 points, but that's not the thing that I want to highlight here. I just simply took that trade because we've had a low, we've made a lower low, then we left some inefficiency. I just put it on the sim account, a limit order, to see if that plays out, knowing that we still have the market opens coming up. So I was just like testing out some few things, because knowing that I usually do not engage purely on the 1 minute, I tend to wait for the 5 minutes to give us clearer direction. So this is why I took that trade. And I'm just targeting the first swing high, right? But this is just like a matter of practice. It's just me practicing like entry drills, right? I'm not really into like what's gonna be the outcome. And yeah, also at 10 a.m. New York time, we've got a very important news. So this is why also I'm not trading on the front end ahead of the news. I rather wait for the news to come out and then look for opportunity to engage on funded account, right? Because today we've got the consumer confidence with the York's job openings at 10 a.m., which is in about like 15 minutes. So this is why I was not really trying to engage on the funded right away. We've had a decent volume. We've had decent volume and nice delta. Now we try to get a delta rotation here, because we've got a huge volume hitting the bid but not pushing the market further. So this might be reversing if we do not have a consistent delta, especially if you look at the minimum delta. The minimum delta like decreased a lot, so that means there might be some reversal. And also on the 5 minute, we've got an inefficiency there, and as soon as we tapped into it, market starts to slow down a little bit, right? So that's it for that quick sim trade. We're just gonna be keeping on prepping the session when 10 a.m. hits. Probably gonna change the playlist. And yeah, that's it. So far, since we've started the stream, we've got around like 10 trading days. We've got around 10 trading days. This will be our 11th trading days. Today, I mean, the session of today will be the 11th, and we'll see how it goes. But now it's like in total win and loss, we're averaging around minus 66. So it's like around a trade and a half in loss, because we've got wins and then we've got losses. We don't have a huge win rate for those 10 days. I mean, I think we've got like around 10 winning trades and 10 losing trades. But yeah, that's why. Just keeping it transparent as much as we can. And yeah, we're gonna wait for the news to kick, and once the news kick up, we'll see how the market price. I was expecting the market to go at least higher to reach 701 or 710 or 712, and from there see if we can find some bullish trade setup. But I keep in mind that we're Tuesday, right? That's NFP week, so market might not be really directional today and tomorrow. We might be waiting at least Thursday if there is not that much of a move. But yeah, that's about it. I'm just looking at the macro right now to see if we can get that weekly expansion like higher, because that's what I was expecting. Like for a couple of days I was talking about like that monthly weekly expansion to the upside, around 18,000 for Nasdaq. So I'm pretty sure from now to 18,000 there is plenty of room for opportunities that we can get. It's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of time. Meaning that when should we engage to get good buy opportunities? Because if we keep breaking structure lower, we might be seeking for like a weekly expansion to the downside. I'm not really into it. I hope you guys hearing me well. The microphone is the closest that I've got right there, from around 20 decibels, so it should be nice. So to make sure we're not like focused too much on one bias, I might just like break even that trade and see how market price, because now as you can see, once we reach that inefficiency area, market starts to like accumulating a little bit more. Well, actually we've got some sort of the same pretty much setup we were looking for. So basically market displays lower, give us some sort of inefficiency or imbalance, and then goes lower. But I like to confirm all of that in the footprint chart. So how could I confirm that into the footprint chart? Like I mentioned before, is the fact that with a high volume we push through 675, but then volume start decreasing and our delta starts shifting lower, and the minimum delta keeps getting lower. But we'll see, it's not very huge. It's not like we've got a minus 700 or minus 1,000. We just had a minus 300, so this could be like, I mean, the sellers could be absorbed into that small retracement right there, because we've been hitting the bid very high at 674 with a huge volume, and this in a matter of few minutes should be pushing the price higher with the nice momentum, and if not, that means all the buyers that were there will be the liquidity that provides the market to go lower. That's the idea. That's the idea basically. As you can see here, we have the value area low. So I just put a limit order there, thinking that the value area low might be triggered in. So you see, you've got more people hitting the bids. They hit the bids really hard. I mean, really hard. Yeah, it's quite tough at 672. So if that does not move the market any further higher, that means they are the ones that will be absorbed by the market. And to be honest, I was more expecting, like for the session, I was more expecting the price to go lower very aggressively to the yesterday's value area low, which is 604, and from there to show us some respect inside of that inefficiency. This could have been the goal for like a buy trade. That nice inefficiency that is not filled, and the value area low of the previous day, which tends to be a really nice level for us to be reactive from. What do we've got? ES is making new highs. I'm gonna have a look at the M15 for ES. So yeah, ES is breaking the highs.
Le hot dog fait monter la sauce chez KFC. Ketchup, moutarde.
So I'm expecting these markets not to be selling until ES is around like 49.57 and something. But as you can see, that inefficiency area is really holding on price really well, and you can see it into the footprint right now because we've had the huge buyers hitting the bids, my bad, and market is not pushing higher. You see, usually when you get that flow right, and you get people hitting the bids very hard, market tends to be like to submit to that demand, and if not, market will just come back down to make sure we keep on those buy orders absorbed, right? As you can see, the market is actually the range, and this is also a very tough range. And this is why also I'm not really interested on trading with the funded accounts ahead of the news, because that prevents from taking a loss because you traded against the news, or not against the news but ahead of the news. So that means you trade before the news, and you never know, you know, what will be the outcome when news pops out, right? So this is why you always need to be like waiting patiently. But to not be trapped into a single bias, I'm just gonna keep like ignoring that position this was just like entry drills, and then we'll wait for a couple of close to see how can we assess and see like what's gonna be the opportunity for today, right? And if you look at also the bars, that like the VPOC of the poke of the bars, you see we have higher VPOC, then we have one straight down and one lower. This also could be very telling of the market intentions, because here we've got a bearish imbalance, like a sell imbalance actually at 1769. That could be also great great information to know that market might be coming down for a while, if not absorbed. So basically you have that huge bar here, we have nice volume within the bar, and the more we trade lower, the less volume we have, unless if those poke are keep coming down. So that means we're gonna have a lot of volume at the bottom of the range, and market could be reaching for lower values. But right now, if I look at ES and NQ, they not really respect each other right now. ES is straight pushing up, and Nasdaq is going down. So what can we expect at when news come out, which is really interesting? I might be expecting a run lower, like very aggressively. And once market has run very aggressively to the downside, with like that clearing stop or that stop purge, we can see if we can enter with a low risk to the other side. And usually I rather have this confirmation on the 5 minutes. You see, we keep having that minimum deltas going lower and lower, so it goes deeper. So that means we might have all those buyers that hit the bids getting absorbed, or we are trying to induce sellers on selling the market, potentially showing a pseudo downtrend, right? But I'm pretty sure that's more like an accumulation phase where we're gonna have a high volatility go to the downside, then start trading higher. We've got the news release in 2 minutes, and we'll see how it goes. And you see our pokes are going lower. On each bar, you see the poke is going lower. So that means we're gonna distribute more to the downside. But I don't think that will be the whole move of the day. That's just my opinion, right? Okay. And today also, since it's Tuesday, we're also gonna go for like one shot, one kill, or just get one or maximum two trades, and looking for a A+ setup. Okay, news is coming out. I think everything goes according to the plan. We've expected market to go straight down very fast. And it's pending. It's in pending. Great reaction on DXY. But I don't think
Order
DXY
filled.
will break the high. Okay, so
Order
we're out of that
canceled.
same trade. And this is when it gets really interesting, because this was that initial lower low, initial level. ES. Okay. Because as you can see, ES goes lower but does not break the lows. Nasdaq does. So we have a small divergence. I'm gonna switch to the proper accounts. There we go. So you can see now you have a 4,000 delta minus 1,000 delta. So that is now very telling on where market should be going. And especially, like I said, with a lot of buyers hitting the bids, but are not taking the market further higher. So that means there might be, or they will be absorbed if they do not push price higher. And you can see market went and tapped again these bids and starts to fall back with a huge minus delta of 1500, which is huge. That's just insane. So we're really close to the yesterday value area low, and this could be a great opportunity there to find something. We have a 1 hour inefficiency as well that we can mark out, like that whole area is a 1 hour. But the thing that makes it tricky is that we've got that pull right there. It was right there, so it starts at 610. We barely touched that, right? But we touched the 1 hour one, and then we've come back to our low. So this might be what we've expected to happen. So what's interesting is when at a key level, when you look at the footprint, at the key level, when you see people like hitting the ask very hard at the key level, sometimes it could be also an inducement to book a maximum of sellers to the market, then rise higher, because here that's a lot. We have 100 volumes net short at 623, and now market is trading 20 points higher. That's why it's very interesting. Again, at 641 we've got a lot of sell volume going. So we are not sure, is that the true momentum of the market for this session, or is that just because of the news that came out? And I'm pretty sure that's it because ES is not breaking the low yet. Nasdaq did, so we might have some sort of divergence. DXY is trading higher, but not breaking the highs yet. So we might have keep that momentum going on to the downside. So we have huge inefficiency with the break of the low. All we gotta do is wait and see how we can capitalize either at 609 and something. Here we feel that inefficiency and then we go lower. But I'd rather wait for that because I'm very curious within the next hour what's going to happen in terms of the order flow. As you can see, we went from a 1500 minus delta, and now we're up a minus 200, 300. So this is why it could be really tricky. You cannot just be selling right into the momentum because the order flow is telling you otherwise. And I'm really impressed on how markets like react pretty well to that inefficiency on the 5 minutes. So it did actually respect that inefficiency level at the pre-market. Now that's the open. We've got new buyers coming and hitting the bid again at 649. 649. So that is really interesting. Why? Because it's happening on the low. The low at 645. So when that happens at a certain key level, it's really interesting to see how price books from these key levels. We had 19,000 volume on that drop, by the way. Really interesting if that candle can be closing higher. We're gonna have a huge week left. So this can tell us more about pricing or how price books. And thank you for everybody that joins in. I hope you guys hear me well. We're just watching how price goes right after the news. It's been like 8 minutes the news has been released. We've expected an aggressive drop to the downside at a specific key level and see if we can get some sort of continuation set up to the upside because we've got a great divergence when you look at the ES and Nasdaq. Nasdaq breaking its lows, ES does not. Um, so that makes it really interesting. But we keep in mind that ES is it's thicker, like it's more thick than Nasdaq. So this is why it could take time to push ES in a certain direction. But here I would say for now it looks clean on ES in terms of the divergence. And for Nasdaq, you see we now have a positive volume, a huge volume. Let's see if we can reintegrate that value area low. And if we do, we might have something. So we are back into that value area low onto the 1 minute. So that means we are trading that new, I'd say, inefficiency here, right there. That was made with the break of the low, and this might be our trade. Because we've hit the bid at 649, and we are not pushing the price really further. See, we barely touched that inefficiency, and now we're trading lower. Yo, very well. Oh, yo, bro, what's up, bro? I wish you're doing good, bro. Thanks for showing some love to the live stream, bro. This could be really interesting to sell the market at that inefficiency. Part of my plan, I'm not really too confident into shorting the market. Why? Is because for me, at the current dealing range of the day, we are way too low. So we're way too much into a discount area for the current dealing range. So I would be more expecting a rate on a high, then displace, and then looking for shorts. And the plan, when news came out, like I told you guys at the beginning of the live, we've expected the market price to go very deep, very low first, and then start trading back up. So as you can see at the M15, we have nice reaction onto the 1 hour inefficiency. We've came back to that low. We have that value area low right here, 638 and 604. This was the actual target, the 604 inefficiency plus the value area low of yesterday. This would be like the nicest trade we could have got for today. But if not, we'll be like trading higher. So I see yes is trading approximately the same, so it respects its inefficiency as well, but I did not break its low yet. We have dollars like the DXY is going higher, and this might be an opportunity. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, now we're back. What is that playlist? Okay. DXY is trading way higher, so we might have a market that trades lower here before we seek for a retracement. So we break down to that low, we came back to that inefficiency, and we are trading lower back to that value area low. And how was the numbers? How was the numbers for that George openings? I've got them on pending. Okay, so it's higher, greater than the previous one. So this might be good for dollar as well. Waiting for dollar to reach its high, like its London high, and see how it's gonna be traded at. And ES does not break its low, so I think there is some sort of actually true divergence here. If you look at NQ and ES right next to each other, it's completely two ambience, two different ambience. So this is why I'm not selling that inefficiency. Even if we have good respect, I'm not selling it because we're too low. We just took that low out here. That was right there. So if we break higher and give us some inefficiency, we might be taking that trade. And I'm gonna get this one because we've up closed that one. There you go. It's the same thing basically. So yeah, this might be interesting. As long as we keep having that divergence on for both indexes. If you look at the 1 hour, that's what I was trying to showcase. We have huge inefficiency right there, and we've got that previous value area low, which sometimes could be really important because we've got decent volume at that level, and we have poor volume in this area, and this whole area at 645, 650, there is poor volume as well. So now let's look at the footprint chart. As you can see, like I said, when the market pushed down really hard, with not a huge delta as we've got before at the beginning, and a change over here, when you look at the delta and that order flow here, we've been hitting the bid, right? And market is not trading lower. So that means this shark that trying to enter the market, they might be not letting the market coming down, right? Because we've been hitting the bid. Here we've hit the ask, market dropped a little, then closed back up. So now let's see if I take my epic pen for more education content. So what can we suspect here is that here we've got a huge sell volume that make the markets drop to 620 something, so 15 points less. But then the delta starts increasing from 1500 to 800. Then we close back up. We've hit it the bid again here, trade lower, sell imbalance here, trade lower, but then close back up. And here we're just wicking in that area because we have now higher poke, as you see. Hold on. Now we've got higher poke right here, lower one and a higher one, and this one is higher. So this is why I always like keep an eye on what's happening in the volume. We have decent volume between 8,000 and 10,000 volumes, but the delta is not shifting aggressively. And like I was talking before, the minimum delta came from minus 1600 and now it's about like minus 60. So we have a huge increase of that minimum delta. This is why. It's not huge, but it's something that we can take in consideration. We're still respecting that initial that inefficiency we've made at during the news time, right? There is nice respect to it. But like I said before, I'm not selling it because I was thinking that we're way too low in price in the dealing range. So I was not like trying to take that risk. And yes, I made the new value area low around the same level we've had right now, but did not break the low of the day. It did not break. We're like in the middle of the dealing range. So I'm still going to highlight that inefficiency on ES. We did not tap into it yet. But overall, if you look at what price is doing, we've got the accumulation phase. Let's assume that we have some sort of like manipulation and we'll be waiting for the market to distribute on one specific direction. But the fact that we are trading, we are back up that value area low and we trading higher than the previous low, this could be really telling for us if price like keeps on displacing higher. So right there. I'm still gonna take this in consideration, that low right here. And yeah, the minimum delta like it's been increasing quite for a while. Now we just gotta wait and see how market price. And yeah, especially we did close down that close candle, so this could be also very telling. But the fact that we've reacted pretty well to that wick, we'll see what price does in that whole price range, if we break lower or not. Because there is not that much point, right? It's about like 50 points. So this is why we rather wait. YouTube. We're back into that value area low. Okay, now you see the delta, it starts shifting into the way we've highlighted, which is the downside. We've had nice shift, minus 500, and we have a minimum delta of minus 600. So that's very telling that price is not going to go further up as of right now. But let's just pick that. It was like 55 plus 10, 67. So you see, we would have been targeting lower in order to get that winning trade. If I look at ES tends to break its first low, came back into our very important inefficiency, and then came back up. That's what I'm telling you. It could be very tricky sometimes. And if you look at the delta on S, it's a minus 5,000, which is good. Okay, so you see we've punched the ask very hard, not trading very hardly lower. We came back to the 31, and then we came back up. The close is in 2 minutes, so if we close higher, that means the market has a very hard time going higher. So you have a new one here at the low. So we get that M15 close in about 1 minute. It's gonna be closing higher, but that does not mean that's an actual like reversal, right? But it's good information, especially but the minimum delta hasn't been really changing. It's just like the overall delta is changing. Now if we can like break higher, give us some new inefficiency, we might like try to enter somewhere. Now both market, they're pretty similar now. I feel like they now like both are now balanced. So where is that M15 close? Hold on. Okay, so now that M15 close, it's making a lower low. So that's what we should expect it, that lower low to be formed. But now we need some component in order to enter the setup. So I strictly got nothing to enter right now. There's nothing to do for us. And it's 10:30. The only thing that there was, it's that 5-minute inefficiency that where it could have been short, but at a certain extent. So we did close back up. The minus delta has just decreased on that new bar, but can increased on that new bar, but can decrease like during that new bar. Okay, so DXY reached the high. I was expecting the DXY to reach that high and then do basically the same thing once it reached the high, start displacing lower and give us like sell signal. So if we get that sell signal right on DXY, this might be a great opportunity for us to be buying indices. Okay, we've got a nice reaction on Nasdaq. Let's see if this could be inverted. Actually, if this can become support later on. But usually this should be a trade setup. You see, when you go down, we've hit the ask, but we do not trade lower anymore. This with much more component, it could be a really nice trade idea. Let's say if I go on the 30-second, you see what's really nice is we've reached to that level, then we've extended 37, 27, so it's about like 10 points drawdown. This could have been our entry also here, since we went to that low or to that value area low, and then trade off of it. 37, so it will be 25. Yeah, and we would have been targeting the 685 on a very micro perspective, right? Which I'm not comfortable doing, trying to master more into the 5 minutes move to erase most of the noise. Okay, so ES is doing it very nicely. So we might have our confirmation. If you guys want me to showcase the ES chart, let me know in the comments or in the chat. You guys let me know, and I will try to add it on the stream, that ES chart. I should not be wrong. Okay, we're back. Okay, so we've pushed from the value area low. Now we've got a minimum delta that did start to increase. We are closing right above that inefficiency. But those candles, they do not like really look, they do not look really nice, to be honest. You see, you get like small candlesticks and a lot of wicks. So this might be the most, not be the most powerful trade worth taking. If you look at the M15, they tend to have a hard time like pushing the markets higher, to be honest. That's how I see it, right? Or I mean, if they want to push the market higher, they must be like keep on hitting the bids, right? Or closing above that whole area. Okay, yes, it's trading lower, but it's not looking nice, huh, to be honest. And by the way, tomorrow after the last session of the month, I will be starting to work on a new video that I advised you guys before. It was like the whole recap of the whole month with my statistics in depth for the whole month of January on those funded accounts, and also the strategy we've got on the synthetic indices. Uh, because I should have been posting that for around the end of the month for you guys. And like I said last time, it could be or it would be a French video. So really interesting. So we trade off that breaker before 4. We have new one. Then we come back here. And the fact that DXY is displacing lower makes me want to buy those indexes. Sorry for my accent. And we don't have a huge like delta shift yet. We've had one, but they all got absorbed, so that could like result into a false signal. The best one we could have had was this one. I'm telling you, when they hit that ask and then market is not trading lower, this could be a really great intervention. But we were missing on way more components. So we did not really disrespected that low. You see, you have one up close. So we're still into the same 1 hour candle stick, right? So I'm really expecting the price to be pushing down that is 604. At the beginning of the stream I said, you know, we can go to 604 and see if we can get some sort of reaction within that whole area. And what's more interesting is the fact that we still respect that M15 and efficiency that is right here, that I just highlighted here. We've disrespected a little, like up to 84, but that was right before news. Then when news come out, market drops. And here, that huge market shift. So yeah, we might have something. So we have proof, so this was the one we were looking for, even if that was low in the marketplace. And by the way, we could have been like stop loss really nicely. So this is why usually it's good, but we that's how basically we've managed to risk by not taking that trade, because our stop loss like would been around 67, and look, we hit 67.50, then we left. And the one that was really interesting was that one. That one here gives you a higher probability at 75, and still room to be looking for that low, which is or should be the final target. Yeah, we do have delta shifts right there, but that bar has not been closed yet. See, we've come back to that value area low again, and market is giving us reaction onto that value area low. And I'm pretty sure, looking at DXY, the way it starts collapsing down, I'm pretty sure like that's going to be its direction for the day. News was just like noise. But let's look at ES. ES tapped into that inefficiency perfectly and then react right away. It tapped into it and reacted right away. And I'm not really going to chase price at all. So this is why I'm not engaging into anything. Because for me it was not that clear to engage in this type of conditions. I want to see price come back to that area of where we've got a lot of sellers hitting the ask to see what's going to be propped at the market. And also we will get that 1 hour close to see are we closing into that inefficiency or outside of it. That's the thing. Usually that setup is great because we're very close to value area high, and that's increased the probability for us to take a short. But I don't think like, since we've been so much like different type of scenarios, I don't think value area low selling that level is a high probability trade setup. I don't think so. Or if we have huge like a delta pressure on the minus, so that there will be 612 the target. So I'm just trying to reassess. This was our low when market opened. We ran off that low, we came back to that high, take that high, we came back down here into that inefficiency onto the 1 hour. Okay, we have great reaction between Nasdaq and DXY. Since DXY is coming back up, ES is following through. Yeah. Yes, the perfect trade, let's say, will be like understanding what's happening as we did. So we were expecting the market to trade lower, but since this would have been stop loss, where will be our optimal entry trade? Like how would be more optimal to trade that market? At the OTE, actually, at the OTE to the tick would be very nice. But now it's when we reach that level that it gets very interesting. Once we reach that 16, that yeah 17 616, that's when it gets really interesting. So we came to that low, which is actually here. And see how it goes. So I was expecting price to come back deep to that low and see what can we do. We still have to watch out for like that potential like break lower, then we come back and feel that inefficiency to trade lower. So this is why I'm watching other markets like ES, how ES does to trading right now. Probably gonna wait for ES to break its high first, and also I will need to have that same thing for like dollar. Dollar keep going down, and if not, there's gonna be no trade for us. Let's see, we've got 2 minutes before that close. Let's see, new value area low, which is not that low. We moved about 6 points, which is not very huge. How's the footprint doing? Okay, that sounds really great. You see that rotation at the level we've hit the ask, and market is not trading lower. That's the thing. Okay, we're back. So I was saying that, you see, once we reach that level, we hit the ask. It can be really telling when market comes and trades here, and we've had the change in the delta, but we still have that 5 minutes inefficiency that we came and filled as of just right now. So what I'm gonna take is gonna take notes of that, the fact that we did not really up close that level. Okay, on the M15 we leave us a small wick. As you can see, we've got some wick here. So what can we be trying to trade here? It's really tricky. Why? Because I see the fact that we've up closed that high, so we trade higher. That should be like a pull of like a sell imbalance, right? So market should be like rejecting that pull. So that's the fact that it makes the trade really tricky. But usually if we do the calculation right, this is our sell side. We come at the sell side, we make the lower low, we break that high, we leave us with small inefficiency, which I will be highlighted right there. Right there. We've got the value area low. The minimum delta has been increasing, as you can see. So if we get all that with consistency,
Le hot dog fait monter la
there
sauce chez
might be
KFC.
something we can play. Why? Keep in mind that we need that dollar to keep breaking these lows and trading lower to be an alliance with that trade idea. And sometimes it's not really the fact. Okay, we are breaking the highs on ES. But I'm gonna be honest, I expect strong reaction to the downside at this level. And this could have been getting us a very nice stop loss as well, which could be protected by that low right there. If we can come back to 25, it might be nicer. Might be really nice. And if not, that's okay. Okay, dollar is breaking the low, which is very interesting. Let's see if indexes are following it. So twice we've came in that area. We hit the ask very hardly, and we do not manage to trade lower. But we're still very nicely respecting that inefficiency, which is right there on the 5 minutes. Okay, now we're trading into it. But I'm not gonna oppose myself to that 5 minutes inefficiency that is well respected. You see, this is the 1 minute. And the dollar does not close down these highs yet. We break into it, so we work that low on dollar, and now we're trading higher. So you see, I'm patiently waiting for an actual like sign of where market should have gone. We've got a nice reaction on ES. How's delta going? See, our minimum delta is now close to flat. We went from minus 600, couple of bars later, we're very close to flat. So this is also a great sign as well, that the momentum is not that much to the downside. We're still gonna give it a wait. Now what happened? We went there, we felt that inefficiency, take that high, then come back lower. We have nice reaction here on that low here. On 5 minutes it looks nice. I mean, on the 1 minute it looks nice. It actually perfectly respected it. But now we want to see some break of that high on the 5 minutes in order to engage, to see if the actual machinery is in place. So I'm gonna remove that one. So we need to close higher than this level, break that one, and see if we can trade something. This could have been also a very nice entry as well. That is now back on positive. The minimum has been increasing as well, but we do not have a huge amount of volume. That's the only thing that is not wow. And I'm not seeing anybody that's been hitting the bid as well after we've traded the 23. And we did not trade again the 23. See, we trade quick the 23. Well, we've been respecting that 5-minute block, right? That was right here. We do respecting it. So this is why I'm more submitting to the 5 minute than the 1 minute, even if we get great signals onto the 1 minute. The one that I've just removed. But usually I'm not sure because like I said before, we are very low. So now the fact that we came back to this low, looking at ES right now, pretty much doing the same thing. Okay, that's the M15 close time. Let's look at the dollar. Dollar it's dropping right now. So we've got 4,000 volume. It's getting nicer. Minimum delta is decreasing, which is not very good. I was expecting it to increase a little bit more. And it's not really good to watch on the 5 minutes. We just had that whole inefficiency. We trade back into it. Now we trade lower. We've still got that low around 23.19. Okay, ES is trading higher. So I was expecting it to break its highs first. And Q, same thing. More looking for it to break the highs first. What if not? Within the next like 30 minutes, we'll just let go of the trade. And we'll be done. It's 29. And speaking about the VPOG that I mentioned before, you see this one is way higher than the previous one, and those last one they're getting higher and higher. So if we get that poke breaking lower, so there won't be no trade for us today. So that means the draw might not be happened yet, because we did trade around that 19. But if I'm wrong on that draw, that means the next draw could have been the 16. But I'm trying to take the first one, the closest one, and the one where we had nice reaction. We've got about 3,000 volume. Minimum delta has increased, which is nice. The delta overall is positive. Okay, so that's the reaction we were waiting for.
It's my dream, there are no lies. It's cold and dark, just like ice. I'm inside it, left
We're gonna look at the order flow. So we get that positive delta, which is really nice. That minimum delta, it's still not increasing a lot.
wasted land is my nightmare. 1, 2, 1, time to run. 1, 2, 1, time to run. 1, 2, 1, time
It's really choppy. I'm gonna be honest, guys. It has been really choppy for the whole like an hour. So when it's gonna be released, all that trapped volume, it's gonna be very fast.
Do I dream? Can it be? When you say it to me, you're fine, you need no help. I seem to have lost control. I have no one to call when it comes to the bitter end. 1, 2, 1, time to run. 3, 4, 3, sets me free. You won't even notice I'm not around, so take my heart and burn it down. You won't even notice
Gonna get some snacks.
so break my heart and burn it down. You won't even notice I'm not around, so take my heart and burn it down.
And there might be no trade for today, guys. Okay, nice. This looks like something. Mm, take that one. So we have the M15 close on 3 minutes. This looks really nice. Since we get an actual break of these highs. See, we have the actual break of these highs. And this can still provide a good stop loss. When I say good stop loss, and not really risky one stop loss. We've got that minus delta coming higher. We're hitting the bid higher. Next troubles might be that area here, which is the 655. This might be trouble. We have nice volume coming at the market. ES is already at its value area high. And you understand now why I always wait for the 5 minutes? Always wait for the 5 minutes. So I don't get too much false signals. Okay, 11:30. So I think we're done for today. There was not that much we could have done, to be honest. When you look at how price traded, I'll come back probably at the PM session to see what's what. And then we'll do the recap for the end of the month. So I wish you guys have a safe trading. Here there was nothing much we could have banked on. A lot of choppiness. It could have been stop loss around here. Here we've got a new opportunity, but I guess we'll just leave it at like this. And we can wait for 11:45 actually, if that's the actual breaker. Looking at ES, that's pricing higher. I think dollar is breaking down these lows. But this could have been also a stop loss. 47, 36. Oh, not even 45. 45 minus 10, 12. Oh, this could be still a valid trade. this could be a very valid trade. Might be for the lunch hour. Why would it be a valid trade? Because now we have consistent delta, a minimum delta that is not really flat, but almost. And we've had a nice momentum to the upside. But it's not like we've been hitting the bid. Now we've hit the ask hardly at 49. So if we manage not to push the markets down, that means we do have shorts trapped here. Was 22 to be honest, or 23. It was the 23 that were trapped. Not very clear on the 5 minutes. But for the 1 minute, it could have been a very nice trade. Especially for ES. There was enough room. But here it's not like there is a huge volume. There is about like 5,000 volume. It's not a huge delta. So I think, yeah, we're good for today, guys. I wish you guys have safe trading. Peace, take care of each other, and we'll be back to the next live. Alright, peace everybody.